Martial arts, a form of a fighting style, a form of an art, and a way of life. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonathan Christopher, and today I'm going to tell you why you should join martial arts. When we talk about martial arts, we usually think about tough and brutal people like Jackie Chan, who's a action film star, and Conor McGregor, who's a UFC fighter. It's like their lives are full of danger. Why would they dedicate their whole life and career into martial arts? Well, I'm going to tell you what martial art really is. First of all, it's a fighting style, and next is an art, and also a sport, and finally it's a way of life. First of all, it's a fighting style. You're walking down the street, suddenly someone attacks you with a knife. What do? You run. That's right, running is the best way to save your life and your belongings. But what if you are cornered and the robber doesn't even want to take your belongings? It's not a robber, he's a murderer. Or maybe for women out there, what if somebody's physically harassing you? What do? This is where martial arts come to place. You can learn anything from blocking or dodging or punching or elbows and knees and kicks and joint locks and throws and so on. Everything you need to know about fighting and defending yourself is in martial arts. But can you actually master all of these techniques from one martial art? Nope. Every martial art has their own uniqueness. Boxing, for example, they're good with their own punches. Or maybe Taekwondo, they're good with their kicks. Just like what's on my shirt right here. And Aikido and Judo, they joint lock, and sometimes Judo also throw. Jiu-Jitsu also does some joint locks on the ground. Capoeira, on the other hand, has flips and tricks. Each martial art has their own uniqueness. And that is why martial art is an art. The way boxing people punch and the way Wing Chun practitioners punch and the way karate people punch are different. It's what makes every martial art unique. Even every martial art has these forms or patterns, which are a pattern of attack and defense techniques that are formed together into a form. It's easier at the earlier levels and gets more complicated at higher ranks. And these forms are what distinguishes one martial art from the other. But we can see that there are lots of competitions about martial arts, and not only about form performances, but also fighting competitions. And that is why martial art is also a sport, or more specifically, of combat sport. fighting or combat sport, actually. Some martial arts require you to wear protective gear and light contact, just like Olympic karate. Or maybe protective gear is still used, but you can hit as hard as you can or kick as hard as you can, just like Taekwondo. On the other hand, there are also martial arts with no protective gear except for gloves and maybe mouthpieces, and you can hit as hard as you can, and even ground and pound, just like mixed martial arts. But of course, these require sportsmanship, and you need to pay attention to the rules and of course the safety of yourself and your opponents. That's why martial arts is a sport. We can conclude that some people really put martial arts into their own life and career. For another example, aside from these athletes, are maybe these stunt coordinators who make fight choreographies for action films. At first, when we train martial arts, maybe we don't know what to do with these techniques. But as time progresses, we can see that these are no longer mere techniques, but every movement has their own philosophy. Depends on what you do with them. Long story short, martial arts is a way of life. It influences your life, and you need to use them wisely, either for defending yourself, or maybe expressing yourself as an art, or maybe becoming an athlete, or maybe making a performance. It's up to you. Martial arts is open for everyone, all ages, all genders. Everyone is allowed to come to a martial arts school or dojo or gym, depending on the style of martial art. Well, that is all from me. Thank you very much for your attention. My name is Jonathan Christopher. Please have a nice day.